Still modeling nonlinear regression, but this time, rather than being told to model a certain regression, we're going to choose a regression. And we're going to choose that regression based upon the general characteristics, the general shape of our scatter plot. And so here we have some data regarding time in months and domain names, and we're out to 16 months. It says use the data in the table to determine a regression equation that best relates the cumulative number of domain names that were purchased from an internet provider each month. Then predict how many domain names will be purchased during the 18th month. So let's jump to the calculator. I have already entered the data into L1 and L2, but we're going to take a view of our scatter plot and determine, okay, well, what kind of regression might we want to do, and then complete our task from there. We've made our way to our calculator, and we're getting ready to choose the data, but I also want to kind of look at some of this data. These are domain names in L2 that have been obtained from an internet provider each month, and we see them steadily increasing until we get right here to 540, and then we see it dip down to 538, and then it goes back up to 551, and then drops back down to 542. And so I think we'll see a little wobble in this thing. Well, let's go take a look at our scatter plot. So I'm going to hit zoom 9, zoom stat. And I see a little wobble right in this section right here. And it makes me think, looks like I got a turn, a couple of turns in there. If I got 2 turns, maybe this is a cubic function. So I'm going to go into stat, and I'm going to go to calculate. And since I think I see something that resembles a little bit of a cubic function, I'm going to pick option 6, cubic function. And we're going to enter our way through this and see if we can't get an equation. All right, so it would be A 0.39 times x cubed plus B negative 12.07 x squared plus C 123.47x plus D, which is 127.8, and I got a correlation coefficient of almost 0.98, so it fits pretty well. And so let's enter this equation then into y equals. So I'm going to go into y equal, and I'm going to hit vars again. We've done this several times. I'm going to choose option 5, statistics. We're going over here, move the cursor to equation. I'm going to pick that equation, regression equation, and it has entered there. Let's see what our graph now looks like. Okay, yeah, and so that's got the general shape of a cubic function. Seems to match the data pretty well. Let's see, now we were asked to also predict what's going to happen in the 18th month. So let's check our window settings, make sure. I need to change X max, excuse me. I'm going to change it to 19 because I'm going to try to get a value for the 18th month. And now I'm going to hit second tracer for the calc feature. I'm going to choose option 1. And what about when X is 18? 18 months. What about in 18 months? How many domain names do we think we may sell? If you noticed, it really took off there after 16, didn't it? In that cubic function. I'm going to hit enter. And let's see, about, y is equal to 714. Can't have a partial domain name. So I'm going to predict that this internet provider will sell about 714 names in that 18th month. All that deserves a Shazam.